Guys, welcome back to movie night. All right, this is going to be awesome. 3 classic movies, guys, that you need to watch. Or if you've seen them before, get back on it, lads, because you got to watch these bad boys. 1 dramatic and 2 comedy we're going with tonight. Now, we've taken a little bit of a break here from the IMDb Top 250. That's right. Every single movie, well, most movies I've reviewed in the last year, I can't believe it's been that, has been from the IMDb Top 250, which is awesome. And we've still got loads to go, but we're taking a bit of a break. We're bringing in 2 comedies that you need to see, lads. And grab a beer, grab a glass of wine, whatever you're drinking, grab whatever. Keep you glued for the next few hours or whatever, because we're diving into one of the most intense, disturbing, but brilliant performances by Brie Larson, but also strangely hopeful. It's an incredibly hopeful movie you'll ever watch. Room. This is the first one we're starting off with today, lads. Now, when I say room, I'm not talking about your bedroom, your office, or your Netflix binge cave. I'm talking about a 4-walled nightmare. It's a prison disguised as a home. Very, very intense movie. Here's the scary part. It's based on the kind of on things that actually happen in real life. You know, not some overblown Hollywood fantasy here. This stuff happens, but the kind of evil that headlines real world news stories and could keep you awake at night. This isn't horror with jump scares, lads. It's horror with heartbeats. And, you know, it's tension you can feel. When you watch it, you're not just watching a movie. You're living inside that space, feeling every second tick by. Peter. Wow. Now, the conflict in Room, it's not just physical, it's psychological. It's in the mother and her son, trapped for years, okay? Years in a tiny space by a man who's just completely stolen their freedom. And, you know, on paper, it's claustrophobic survival story, but in reality, it's about 2 people holding onto their humanity when the world outside has completely forgotten them. I mean, that's the scary part. And here's the thing. You can't escape the tension, lads. Every smile the mother forces, every question the boy asks, you know, every creak in the floor above, it's all loaded like with just this intense dread, you know. There's no big army coming to save them, no superhero bursting through the door here. It's just them together against the absolute impossible. Now, the film is based on the novel by Emma Donoghue, right? Who was inspired by real life cases of long-term captivity. I mean, she nailed it, lads. And that's what makes this so chilling. You're not just watching fiction, you're watching an echo of reality. Brie Larson, who plays the mother, doesn't just act in this film, lads. She becomes the role. She's raw, stripped down, exhausted in a way you can feel through the screen. And Jacob Tremblay as the boy, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. This kid isn't acting. He's living inside this nightmare with a kind of innocence that will just tear you apart. And Brie Larson, she won the Best Actor Oscar that year for Best Actress. It was phenomenal. You know, the magic and the horror of Room is how it builds. It starts with routine, right? You see the little games they play, the made up stories to pass the time. It's heartbreaking to watch this. The rituals that keep them sane, you know, when people just shouldn't have this. And slowly you realize these routines, they're not normal, they're survival. And the outside world exists only in stories. And when a plan to escape begins to form, the stakes shoot through the roof. You're not watching an action scene. You're watching people gambling, with everything on the line. And freedom, safety, a life. Every moment feels dangerous because you're just like, oh God, they're going to get caught. They're going to get caught. Like it's trembling. Even hope feels dangerous a bit here. This as an audience member, you know, you're torn between wanting them to run and fearing what's on the other side of the door. When the turning point hits, lads, it ain't Hollywood fireworks. It's it's primal desperation. Like, this is the moment that tests everything they've been holding on to. Their courage, the trust in each other, and the fragile thread of hope that's been keeping them alive. You know, you can hear your own pulse during these scenes, really, honestly. And the air feels heavy when the door finally opens. It's not a rush of freedom. It's a flood of shock, confusion, fear, because leaving the room is only the start, really, of their battle. Because the real scary thing, lads, this is based on psychology. When people get into patterns, habits, that it's hard to break a habit, a pattern, a ritual, even if it's bad for us. This is based on true psychology. It's hard to break it because it's what we're used to. So imagine these people stuck in a room for years, and then you're escaped, you're out. Now, of course, you know, you want to be out, but this is one hell of an adjustment. And what makes Room unforgettable, it's not just the escape, you know, it's the aftermath. It's the truth that the world outside isn't always kinder than the prison you left, believe it or not, you know. And trauma just doesn't disappear when the walls do, but the film leaves you with something rare: resilience. The bond between mother and son just becomes the anchor, lads, and it's wonderful. Even after all the pain, all the fear, all the nights spent in darkness, there's this love, there's still life, you know. And that's why this movie hits so hard. It's not just about captivity, it's about the strength to keep going when the world gives you every reason to quit. And that's why Room isn't just a film you watch, it's a film you feel, you know. And if you've ever doubted the power of human connection or the ability of a story to completely take you over, maybe Room will just change that. And when the credits roll, you kind of sit there in silence, because some movies don't just end, they stay with you. And, you know, guys, if you're into psychology and you know what I'm talking about, that patterns are hard to break, right? You watch this, you'll understand, because we can all feel like we're in a room, trapped to some degree, right? Maybe with this horrible job you have, a horrible relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend. We can all be sort of feel that trap, and we can't just seem to break out of it. Maybe this will make you think.
Peter. Wow.